is happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. So we got another huge update. You guys can probably already tell that it is going down. Just by that title alone, you guys are definitely gonna want to check this one out. So we're already seeing the backlash of Zohran Mamdani being elected in as the mayor of New York City. So we now have members of the NYPD staging walkouts as a direct result, guys, and I'm excited to get into this one. So we'll hop straight into it. All I ask that you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and without further ado, let's hop straight into it, folks. Check this one out.
I think the lesson for the president is that it's not enough to diagnose the crisis in working class Americans' lives. You have to deliver on addressing that crisis. This is a president who ran a campaign on the promise of cheaper groceries, and now, as was said by one of our co-chairs, has gone so far as to cut SNAP benefits for close to 2 million New Yorkers. Someone who is literally making it harder to afford those same groceries whose price he was decrying not that long ago. And what scares Republicans across the country is the fact that we will actually deliver on this agenda. And the contrast is something that they cannot bear to witness. And I try to keep my focus similar to that cover on the New Yorker where the world ends at New Jersey. And thinking about what this means for our city instead of for our nation. And I will tell you that for our city, what left me with such great hope last night were the stories from so many New Yorkers who had never voted before, who had lost hope in politics years ago. And to stand here before you, having received over 1 million votes in an election that saw turnout the likes of which we haven't seen since 1969, it shows that politics, once again, is offering more than just a settling for the crumbs that are not able to meet the needs of so many families across the city. We are finally offering a vision that can meet the scale of the crisis in working class New Yorkers' lives.
Alright, folks, that right there is the New York's newest mayor, Zohran Mamdani, once again doubling down on his agenda, saying he's going to fulfill all the promises he made along the campaign trail with things like defund the NYPD and abolishing the prison systems in New York. And all I can think is New Yorkers had a chance, guys. They had a chance to pick a rational candidate. I mean, he may not have been the best, but he surely wasn't going to turn their city upside down like Zohran Mamdani. I mean, just listen to the way that Andrew Cuomo speaks about the NYPD, and he says not to make them the enemy. It's something that Zohran Mamdani should take tips on.
It's also important to note that almost half of New Yorkers did not vote to support a government agenda that makes promises that we know cannot be met. We support an economy of jobs, of opportunity, of entrepreneurship. That's what New York is, and that's what New York must remain. We are a nation of laws, and we believe in law and order, and we need the police to keep society safe. We will not make the NYPD the enemy.
I'm going to say something that I thought I'd never find myself saying, but Andrew Cuomo has a point right here. He's actually spitting facts when he says that we should not be making an enemy out of local law enforcement agents. Actually, we should be working with them in order to keep the streets of our city safe, something that Zohran Mamdani has no clue about. And New Yorkers had a chance to vote for this guy right here, a sound-minded man in Andrew Cuomo, but nope. They decided to pick the madman Mamdani, the guy who actually sent in direct threats to our president of the United States.
So Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up.
When I originally seen this clip, all I could think to myself was like, this is not the road that Zohran Mamdani wants to travel. I mean, sending direct threats at the sitting president of the United States of America is just never a good idea, or the tree that you want to be barking up. You want to have a smooth mayoral candidacy, but we've seen a Zohran's candidacy kicking off as anything but smooth, as we're now getting word that there is backlash behind his win. Seeing this New York Post headline here that says parents are beginning to plan to take their kids, pull them out of NYC schools just minutes after Mamdani won the election. So we can see there is a bit of a shockwave hitting New York, and this is not the worst of it. We also have another New York Post headline that reads, "The Jewish Fire Commissioner in New York just handed in his resignation." This is just the morning after anti-Israel Zohran Mamdani won the election in NYC. So we're seeing leading officials are also starting to hand in their papers and say, hey, I cannot work for this guy, because they know what's at stake for the future. But that's not even the worst of it, guys. Could you believe that? I found another post that said just about every NYPD cop I've spoken to has told me they're putting in their papers to leave. Okay, so now the cops are saying they can't stand behind this guy, and it's probably because he said that he wants to defund them and there's no need for police on the streets. He continued on saying they're not about to stay in the city where the mayor and the people who elect them in openly hates them. And I mean, that's just the facts of the matter. If you don't want me here, if I'm not welcome, I will leave. And these are the folks that are supposed to be keeping the streets safe. It's very sad to see, but I found a clip that probably points to why NYPD officials and officers are now saying, hey, I'm done. I can't work in the city any longer. I want you guys to take a look at this one.
We need the badges of the pigs. We need the badges of the pigs. To the Rahmans and the Mohammeds. To the Rahmans and the Mohammeds. To the Alis and the Abdullahs. To the Alis and the Abdullahs. To the Rafids. To the Rafids. To the Rafids. To the Rafids. To the pigs. To the pigs. Who can call themselves by the name of Islam. Who can call themselves by the name of Islam. To the Mohammeds. To the Mohammeds. Put some respect on that name. 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 La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Sayyid Habibullah.
This right here, I'm going to point back to this video in a couple of years when NYC has completely gone to crap and say this is the reason why NYC is in the current state that it is. I mean, you guys attacked, harassed, and ran off all the law enforcement officers that were trying to protect and keep the city safe. It just makes no sense to me. But our friend Charlie Kirk warned us about what this was going to become if Zohran Mamdani did get elected in. I want you guys to take a look at what he had to say.
The rise of Mamdani should be it's a coming attraction of what is coming next.
Who's Mamdani?
Zohran Mamdani, the Muslim communist that is running for mayor in New York City, who obviously is a whole rabbit hole we can go down there. He just looks kind of be like central casting, and his ideas are terrible. He wants the city to run the grocery stores, all that. But I think everyone's kind of, not everyone, but most people are missing the point of really what this is. This is yet another distress signal by young people to say, hey, if you're not going to fix our life economically, we're going to get very radical politically. But let's take a step back. President Trump won the youth vote in many states across the country, in many battleground states. Now, Tucker, 12, 13 years ago when I started Turning Point, if you would have told me that a Republican running for the presidency would be winning the youth vote in Michigan and in Arizona, I'd say, no way. It's an incomprehensible accomplishment of what President Trump was able to do. One of the reasons he was able to win younger voters, and younger men, especially in big numbers, is that they were trying to get their leaders' attention. They said, hey, this guy, Donald Trump, he is pledging to go fix our economic anxiety. He is loud. He is going to get your attention. Donald Trump was a distress signal by a lot of young people, especially young men, that were stuck in a credit-centric renter economy. And again, this is what is the rise of Mamdani. It's just another iteration of this, only from the left.
We can't even say we weren't warned about the dangers of Mamdani. We got our late friend Charlie Kirk here just earlier this year warning us about Mamdani and his coming into NYC and what exactly he was going to do to that city. So, I mean, right there, it's all been laid out for us. It seems like the people of New York are just ignorant to all the facts.